Good morning, Periscope. Happy Wednesday. Hello. Welcome to today's Sunrise Scope. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Come on in. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, I am Trey Caesar. Sorry. Hey, good morning. Bless you as well, Elijah. Hello, Marla White. Yes, someone said go Cubs. All right. Do we have any Cubs fans in the scope? Go Cubs. Yes. Oh, White Sox. No. If you like the White Sox, I'm going to have to ask you to please leave the broadcast. I'm just playing. I believe they play the Cardinals today. But yes, I am a diehard Cubs fan. I love the Chicago Cubs. I love them. Good morning. Come on in. Welcome to today's Sunrise Scope. People are really mad about this Cubs shirt. Good afternoon from the UK. Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah, I'll have to give you guys like a full tour of my house. Here's a little sneak peek. You can see a little bit of my house right there. Hello. Little sneak peek. I'll have to give you guys a tour of my new place, but not today. Today I'm focused. Good morning. Come on in. Vacationing in Dallas. Hello from Ghana. Okay, goodbye, sir. You are not welcome. Let's block you. None of you. Jesus be a fence. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Yeah, some people can kind of see my home behind me. There's my house, a little sneak peek of my house. You can kind of see the corner of my map. I have maps all over my house right now because I just love the nations and I feel called to pray and intercede on the behalf of the nations. So there are maps all over my house. I will share. Okay, nope, not you, sir. Goodbye today. I will have a block party this morning. So yeah, good morning from Houston. Goodbye to you, sir. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. The trolls are real this morning, but we're gonna have a great morning anyways. Come to London next month, sir. I would love to come to London, but I need to get off this job first. Okay, anyways, good morning. Thank you guys so much for joining today's Sunrise Scope. Welcome to Wednesday Sunrise Scope. If you did not join yesterday, yesterday we talked about a greater revelation of His knowing, or a greater revelation of what God knows. If you missed that scope and you're like, hey, I really want to see the first part, if you go to YouTube and type in my first and last name, Monica Vandeneen, all of my previous Periscopes are on YouTube, courtesy of Joyce Dottie, who is one of my amazing friends and followers, and she also attends my church. So if you missed yesterday's scope, please feel free. I believe the replay is up for a little bit longer, but you can also go to YouTube and find yesterday's replay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am so excited to be back with my hashtag Scope family. I sincerely missed you guys last week. The devil was mad. My internet was down, so... But I am back this week, and I am so excited to be starting my mornings off with you guys. I attend All Nations Worship Assembly in Chicago, Illinois. I sit under Doctors Matthew and Camila Stevenson. Those are my spiritual parents. I love them. I submit to them. I am who I am because they are who they are. So I honor them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on this morning. So today we are talking about a greater revelation of His knowing, part 2. So if you were on yesterday, or maybe if you were on and you needed a little bit more clarification, I want to go ahead and define to you what I mean by His knowing, or what I mean by God's knowing. So when I refer to God's knowing and the fact that we need a greater revelation of it, this is what I mean when I say His knowing. His awareness of your situations, your wants, and your needs. So you have to understand that God is aware of your situation. God is aware of your wants. God is aware of your needs. His knowing is also understanding His comprehension of who you are and how you feel. So God's knowing, God's understanding also covers your fears and your desires. So the reason that I'm saying we need to get a greater revelation of God's knowing is because if you get an understanding that he is aware of your fears and your desires. He has a comprehension of how you feel. He has an awareness of your situation, your wants and your needs. All of those things will begin to help you to trust him, help you trust his guidance, and help you to have faith in him. His knowing also covers his vastness of knowledge and his wisdom that is not bound by time. So when we refer to God's knowing, we're referring to his knowledge and wisdom, which is not bound by time. So we have to understand that the knowledge that we possess, the wisdom that we possess, and the perspectives that we possess are bound by time. I can only see what I know right now. I can only make decisions based upon my previous experiences. And when you make decisions based upon experiences, you are making a limited decision, because what you're doing is you're allowing your past to teach you how to orient yourself and determine your future. So the reason that it's so amazing, the reason the Bible tells us to lean not on our own understanding, but to lean unto the understanding of God, is because he's not limited by time, bound by time. His decision making is not influenced by your emotions or your wants, is not influenced by your past. But what we often do as humans is when we decide to lean on our own understanding and don't acknowledge his knowing or what he is aware of, we make decisions based from the place of our past, based from the place of our experiences, and based on the place from our emotions. And when you do that, you will continue to be in cycles. You will experience cyclical addictions, cyclical just barriers. You will never be able to get past your past unless you stop making decisions based upon your past, based upon your experience, and based upon what you've known. So this is why it's so important that we get a revelation of what God knows and get a revelation of what he understands, because when we get a revelation of what he knows and what he understands, we will be so much more likely to base our decisions upon what he is telling us, because we will trust him. And as we talked about yesterday, if you don't know someone, you can't trust him. So when I refer to his knowing, another thing that I'm referring to is his ability to simultaneously peer into your past, present, and future. So because God is not bound by time, he has the ability to simultaneously see your past, see your present, and see your future. He is not bound by any of it. So he sees the full picture. He's simultaneously peering into all three of those things. You know, sometimes we make emotion-based decisions based upon what we can see right now. You know, whether it's the desire to enter into marriage with someone. All you can see is the suitor in front of you or the woman in front of you, but you don't know, because you haven't been to your future, that God has someone waiting for you that is better, and that this is just the temptation that's coming before he releases that. Or, you know, it may be a job, or it may be wealth, or it may be, you know, whatever it may be, you know, a promotion. It may be a ministry opportunity. It may be a platform. And this is why we have to understand his sovereignty. We have to understand his knowing, because when you understand his sovereignty and his knowing, and that he is simultaneously able to peer into your past, present, and future all at the same time, you will submit yourself unto him and be able to choose him even when it doesn't feel good, when it doesn't feel right, and it seems like what is right in front of you is best for you. So when I refer to his knowing, another thing I am referring to is his sovereign power to work together in all things for your good and to give you every good and perfect thing in his timing. So when you get a revelation of God's knowing, what you come to recognize and what you come to respect is the fact that he is sovereign, and that he is all powerful, and that he is able to work together in all things for your good at all times. That every good and perfect thing comes from him. So this is getting an awareness of his knowing, getting acquainted with who he is, the wisdom he possesses, the God that he is, for he is God. So it's getting acquainted with these things that helps us to make right decisions, that helps us to avoid destruction, that helps us to walk in the fullness of our purpose and destiny. And finally, the last thing that I'm referring to when I refer to his knowing or God's knowing is his limitless control and governing of the world and its people and its resources. So we have to understand that God's control is limitless. He is in control of all things. He tells the sun when to rise. He tells the sun when to set. He tells the ocean tides when to come in and when to go out. He placed every star in the sky. He is able to listen to and hear every prayer in the world. He is omnipresent. He is everywhere all at once. He is limitless. His control and his ability to govern the world is limitless. He governs its people. He governs its resources. is. He governs its weather. He governs everything within the world. So the reason that I am so passionate about talking about the Lord's knowing, or what it is that he understands, or his sovereignty, or his limitless control and his governing, is because when you get a revelation of who God is, it will be so easy for you to follow him. If you truly knew who he was, you would not question him. You would be able to trust him. All doubt, anxiety, fear, and worry would be cast out, cast down, and cast aside, because you would know who he is, and he would be worthy of your trust, worthy of your submission, and worthy of following. So that's what I wanted to share. So when I refer to, whether you watch the message from yesterday on YouTube or whether you're present with us here today, when I refer to his knowing, those are the things that I am referring to. So now I want to go into part 2 of why you need a greater revelation of God's knowing. And the first reason that you need a greater revelation of God's knowing is this: because knowing him and being acquainted with him will remove your desire to sin. I'm going to share some scripture and then I'm going to break this down for you guys. Galatians 4:8-9 says this: "But at that time, when you did not know the true God and were acquainted with him, you Gentiles were slaves to those pagan things which were the very nature and were not and could not be gods at all." So what does it say? At that time, when you did not what? When you did not know the true God and when you were unacquainted with him, you were slaves to pagan things. But now, however, since you have come to know the true God through personal experience, or rather to be known by God,